Alright, welcome. Nocturnally Afflicted podcast. Oh, what are we on? 4? 4.
I don't know, man. I can't count.
Disclaimer up. I think it's 4. Disclaimer up front. Possible adult content, a little bit of language. Try to keep it a little classy. Don't expect us to be exact or perfect on all the information is given. We're just a bunch of goofy guys, girls, hooligans hanging out. I'm host Grim with my co-host
Taquito Lethal, aka the Tac Attack, TKL, the T2 Hot to Sip.
Yeah. We're hanging out tonight. We're just BSing, and we got a returning Lord Sporkus.
Heyo.
Twitch TV. Wogo.
Thank you.
And we got a newcomer too, Buddy VanGreens.
What's going on?
Oh, busting out the voice. Hell yeah. That's flavor text
That's an
for
intro.
my ears.
Flavor.
Yes, sir. That was beautiful.
Spicy.
Glad to have you guys. Welcome in.
Awesome to be
We
here.
also have
Appreciate it, man.
we also have some people chilling in the chat too. They're welcome to chat. We got Nep and Pasta, Lady and Ixel, but they're just kind of chilling out, listening in. And all right, let's get her started. What the hell are we gonna talk about?
That's a good question. We got a lot of things to talk about today.
Yeah, we were
got
talking
some?
like before starting up and everything, just all over the place, everything under the sun. I mean, dude, we could continue off of like any of that stuff that we were talking about, you know? Like,
More
Oh,
or
exactly.
less.
yeah.
What you got?
To be real, man, like, I don't know, the last thing we were talking about like, you know, what do you consider to be like something that brings value? You know?
Yeah,
I
there's
guess like that's
fucking
kind of that's a
starting
pretty
us
good
off.
one.
Yeah, start like what do
Yeah.
you consider to be value when you stream, when you hit that live button?
We do have a solid team of streamers here, so I mean, this is a hot topic. I feel.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty pertinent, especially for like a listener too. So,
Anybody want to start it off?
dude, I could start talking about like I don't know, based on I guess like to be real, like I guess it really. This is gonna sound fundamental and obvious as fuck, but you know, you get like to obviously cater towards like your personality and what your personality's like audience would be, but I guess like the more specific and the crux of the question is like how are the modalities that you can specifically do that? Like what are those modalities that you can specifically do that with, like what tech that you're given and like what creative processes you like have the ability to manipulate and stuff like that with like, you know, what you're constrained by tech wise.
Okay.
There's so much of an imagination that I can think of that I just don't know how to put into OBS, basically.
Are you guys okay with me weighing in on this first?
Yeah, by
Dude,
all
for
means.
sure.
All
Kick
right.
it off.
Yeah,
kick
jump
it
in,
off.
jump in.
So here's my take on that.
You guys
This-
are the hosts tonight. Fuck it.
This kind of touches back a little bit on my the podcast I did with them, and realistically, when I first started out streaming, I didn't have a capture card. I didn't have my internet plugged in. I didn't have this podcasting mic that I bought for an Excel. I had essentially a laptop, a PS5, half-assed decent internet, and a will to stream. I didn't have my internet plugged in. I, had no idea what overlays were realistically. Nothing. But I had a will to do it. And where I got started off was remote play streaming a game to the laptop from the PS5 using PS5 remote play, and then
Right.
using that window as a source. That was my capture card.
Where there's a will,
That's
there's a way.
workaround, dude. That's a
That
workaround.
that was my capture card, bro. My internet was just decent enough to run it, so
Dude, what did you get? Like 5 frames.
Actually, it was not bad.
Was
like,
it bad?
Yeah, I
It
was
really
hanging
wasn't
out in
bad?
those streams.
It was probably about 25.
That's
Probably
not
hitting
bad.
about
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Average of 25, probably.
It was a little grainy. That was about really it.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
first started, yeah.
Yeah.
A little grainy. Sometimes when somebody would do a redeem or something, it would get a little choppy because the internet was handling the stream, like the game streaming.
Oh my
right?
God! 8 more
Yeah.
pixels.
But, yeah. Oh no.
So I guess like point being is that like you don't have to have all the fancy tech and everything like that to really like bring value.
Exactly.
If you've got decent capture or not decent capture, if you got decent internet, that's my point. If you got decent internet, if you've got decent enough hardware on the computer itself, like just modem wise, just the ability to handle the internet. If you don't have a capture card, if you've got a will, there's a way.
So that definitely
always a
covers
way.
the process and how you did it. But if you were to describe your stream to viewers that haven't stumbled upon your channel yet, what would you say is the value you provide to your viewers?
Yeah. Bring it back because we kind of digressed.
Oh
a bit
yes, sorry. Being true to myself and just finding a way to not only just be true to myself, but deliver what I want to deliver in a means that I feel that people are going to want to see it, and not only want to see it, but I try to include everybody. It was never the idea of what I did was never about just me. It was about bringing everybody together as a family, as somewhere that everyone could go, hey, you know what, this is obviously his escape because I want to escape to it too. You know, the community shouldn't be about making money. The community should be about helping each other get to a better place in life and uplifting everybody and realizing that, hey, you know what, like, we are all in this for the mutual love of what we do.
And that's really
So,
easy
like,
to resonate with.
Yeah. Like what but so like, you know, you can how do you find, I guess, the people that want to be in the streams that you would create? That's something that's really hard for people starting out.
Yeah, that's
it's like
the
how do you
toughest
really
part.
like connect with the people who have your energy? Like and you know,
I
like,
think that's it.
What are some ways
think that's
to
it.
Well, yeah, that it's it, but like the methods, dude, like how to do that in practice, you know?
Maybe a sense of humor. That would be one that I could
Well,
throw
see
out
what
there.
I think I get what Buddy's trying to say. It's like you can have the awesomest
Okay.
stream. Like you could be the funniest, most entertaining motherfucker. But how is anybody supposed to know that without you putting yourself out there? Like how do
Well,
you
here's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
how do you find your audience? I guess that's a different question now.
No, it's
And then
basically
how do you
that's
capture-
basically it. Yeah, that's kind of where it leads to, you know.
Yeah,
So
well,
here's the funny thing.
I don't know. I think those are two
Sorry.
questions because you got your value, like this is what you have in your stream,
Yeah.
and then how do you present that? Because those are two very strong wing things there. You could talk about both.
Okay, so here's the thing. The biggest thing I've personally learned is how you learn what you want to do on your stream is, for me, it was finding what other people were doing on theirs and watching, and I learned a lot about myself and my values and what I wanted to be based off of what I saw from other people and saying, hey, you know what, like, I love that. I love that about this. I love that about this community. This is what resonated with me, and this is what I want for my community. And that's how you generally, in my opinion, find core values that like everyone generally has. And not only that, but when you're in another stream, the way you present yourself, the way you talk, the way you handle yourself says a lot to the community. If you come in and you're just spouting off and you're just talking about yourself and you're only caring about yourself, people are going to see that and they're going to realize that you're only about yourself. You're going to be about the money if you're, you know. But if you're there and you're generally listening to people and being a person that is there for the community, they're going to see that. They're going to see that you're interacting with other people. They're going to see that, you know, you're uplifting other people and there to add more to it. So
I think it can inspire other people to become entrepreneurial as well, because they see other people doing it. Not that good or bad come with it, but at the same time, there's that.
We have a very
I feel like,
we have a very
oh,
extremely
you go ahead, dude. Good.
Yeah, we have an extremely diverse group of people here today because Sporkus mostly streams gaming and stuff like that. I'm kind of a hybrid where I do music and gaming and stuff. And then Buddy's like the fucking epitome of chaos.
That's like kind of the thing that, you know, how to bring value to a certain set of people. That's like, I guess, like, you know, it really is kind of a hard thing to talk about because everybody's like audience is so different.
Yeah,
but, like,
that's what
for
makes
me,
it fun
like
to talk
capture
about.
like the for me, like to capture the chaos vibes, like what I did basically was like try to find the stuff that made me giggle the most and then just replicate that, and then from there, after it's been implemented, see what sticks around and people keep on clicking on, because those are
That's
the hits,
smart.
right?
That's smart.
If
I
you-
do the
if
same
you-
thing.
Yep.
If they keep on clicking on the hits, and another thing that I did was like make sure that, like, you know, the timers, the cooldowns, and everything like that is on like super low, and the point redemption was on like 0 for a lot of stuff. The majority of the stuff is as low price as it can be as far as channel
Bro.
points goes. So
Sorry to
it's
interrupt.
like-
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah. What's up?
But I've been slowly decreasing the price on my redeems and thinking,
Yeah.
so what if I did a lot of work? So fucking what? They're free. People have to watch, sure, but if they're able to redeem them more and they're able to see the work I put in, they're able to see it more. If they're higher priced
that
redeems,
was my
they're not
that was
gonna
my
see
thought
it.
process, and so
They're not
far
gonna
it's
see
been
it.
like pretty fun. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, and so what I also did a lot of like custom work for the sound alerts and things like that. Not just going into say for example like the blurp library or the sound alerts library and using things like that. You can actually just set up a lot of sound alerts by downloading an audio file and then queuing it up with whatever bots you use.
Oh, that's exactly
So-
what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. There's a
don't
lot of
use
other
sound
ways
alerts.
that I mean, I think that like maximizing it for like a chaos channel like mine, maximizing it is definitely priority one. Like I have 4 or 5 different text to speech bots that are all running simultaneously,
Yeah, dude,
just in
that
case.
shit is
God.
silly, man.
Jesus.
There's been a
That
few
is so
times.
funny,
Yeah.
dude.
I've seen you running your TTS a couple times. And it's just it seemed kind of.
That
Dude,
man,
it's so fucking funny for like the type of people that go there. Like I'm geeking. I'll literally be playing like a competitive COD ranked match, winning, and then like in my ears I just hear like
Some people typing out random sound.
oh
like,
god
dude.
help me.
It
That's
gets,
why
it gets
I-
pretty wild, but
The fuck, dude.
we good.
There's been a few
Sorry.
times I've rated out and like I go into your stream and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like there's just so many different sounds. You got people fucking redeeming shit in chat. There's TTS and then like a double of your vocal is like, oh my god. If you've never seen it, if you've never seen this, ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend checking it out because I've never seen anything
If
like
you
it.
can- If you can envision a Christmas tree with just solid lights, there's no green. It's just fucking solid lights.
And you own 4 cats.
And not only
There's
just
a
lights
lot of
covered
cats,
in
dude.
tinsel. Covered in tinsel.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, of course.
Oh, the cleanup job.
Clean
No,
up
we keep
job.
this.
Burn
We
the
keep this
fucking
Christmas
house
tree
down.
all year long.
Burn the fucking
Dude, I
house
know
down,
people
bro.
like that. It's so bad.
Also, I just peaked like a motherfucker. Sorry, Knock.
Don't worry about it, dude. I've been peeking too. It's just kind of gonna be the nature of
What are you
it.
guys looking at?
We've
I
never
leaned at
pushed.
the mic.
We've never pushed a podcast with 4 people, let alone an audience. So it's bound to be a little bit
Bro, I was
Wiley.
laughing and leaned towards the mic, and it went fucking off the register.
That's fine. It is what it is.
I probably do it too.
Yeah. Don't
Actually,
worry.
no,
about it.
it's coming through
Hey.
my OBS. It's not
Even
peaking
though-
at all.
even-
We're good.
Even though the people watching this, it's recorded, but we did this live, so what better live than to fumble and stumble and trip and shit and
Oh
piss?
yeah,
of course.
that's the totally like normal thing that happened for any live thing.
Exactly.
It's raw and
But-
uncut.
Sure.
It's raw and uncut. That's the beauty
Exactly,
of live. Is
dude.
it's not censored. It's all happening as it's happening.
I'm just hoping my computer doesn't shut off and I go into a panic like I did in the second podcast that we did.
If that
But I
does
guess like-
happen,
Lord, that was
if
crazy.
that does happen,
Oh,
we're
man.
just gonna keep trucking, and then you join back
Yeah.
in when you
Oh
can.
yeah.
You just join the
Yep.
conversation, and then Knock can edit it.
Yeah.
Where
It'll
you
be
come
it'll
back
be
in.
seamless.
Yes, sir.
It'll be fine. Seamless.
Yeah, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
No worries. Hakuna Matata.
The beauty of it is Grim, we've had it happen once, and because we've had it happen once, we know how to accommodate for it now.
Yeah, it's not something
Oh
I'm
yeah,
worried
it's like
about.
I'm not even gone. Thanks, guys.
If he done it once, he
It's
can
a
do
milestone
it
in us learning
again.
how to do it.
So I'm gonna 180 this shit because I still want to
Where we
fucking.
going?
I want to talk about the value thing because we
Oh
were been
yeah, I
talking
was
about
actually
it.
just about to do the same. Go ahead, dude. You first.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm gonna start with, well, actually, because I was saying like there's these two questions like how do you provide value in your stream, and how do you find your audience to share that value with? Those are two very valuable questions, and that's a lot of values that I'm speaking of in this very
Yes.
valuable discussion. Okay, so I'm gonna start.
Priceless.
Yeah, it's priceless.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Valuable but priceless at the same time. I love it.
Yep.
Oh
Oh
man.
my gosh.
It's a dad joke for Father's Day. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I gotta keep
Let's
it relevant.
go.
So I'm gonna like, this is awesome because I answer both questions with the same fucking like piece of information. It's like what I do is a little different from most streamers. And like I started by like, I mean, I was an Elden Ring streamer that didn't really take off. I hit affiliate and then I had dead numbers. I had like one viewer all summer, and I was like, okay, how do I find my crowd, you know? So, well, like, I'm not providing anything that you can't find anywhere else on Twitch. Anybody can turn on a fucking stream and play a video game. Like, that's, like, okay, so how do I find my audience? Like, what can I bring to the table? It's like, well, I make music. And it was like, okay, so I started doing music streams, and that brought a few people around, but I needed a way to find more people doing that. So I started reaching out to streamers and building music for their channels, because it's an easy way for me to support, like a unconventional way rather, because I don't know many people that have done this route where you like reach out to a streamer and build something for their channel. Like maybe if you're a graphics artist or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's an easy way for me to support because I can't be around, and I'm not going to act like I'm going to be around in everybody's streams all the time. So
It's impossible. It's impossible, bro.
yeah, so
I have a list. Sorry.
yeah, it's just something I was trying so hard to figure out. Like, how can I support someone without being there? And it's like, that's how I make them a fucking song. Like, that's me dedicating time, and I can build content around me dedicating my time. So it's a win-win. It's a fucking like a collab, you know, and it's a very unique way to like introduce myself to a community, and I think that covers basically
And you're
both.
producing a product.
Absolutely.
And that's something like that brings value, and that's one of the concepts that like was really key to me, was that in order to bring somebody value as a viewer, in order to bring your viewers value, you actually have to have a product. Now,
Yes.
like, and a question to ask then is like, does your Twitch show, is that a product or is it a hobby? And like, that's a really good question, a fundamental question to really have to ask yourself, like, when you start out streaming, and you know, like, what are you really trying to get out of this? Because there's nothing wrong with either choice, but it's definitely a distinction that needs to be made. Like, as far, it doesn't have to be something like public, but definitely a mental distinction for yourself that needs to be made. Is like, what are you really trying to do with this? Because that's going to govern a lot of things. It's going to
Absolutely.
govern like how much time, dedication, money, effort like lots and lots of things that go into it. Is like, what are you really trying to do? So after you make that distinction and you're, you know, trying to like actually deliver on a product, then it's like, well, how do you make your product the best product it could possibly be? So you start delving into like a key frame sort of like how you want to run things, or how you can turn like a Twitch stream into an entertainment show. And that's like currently where I'm at. That's like where I'm at, and I'm currently just like working on trying to figure out how to make that cohesive, but I have no idea exactly how this is going to all go, but it's definitely going to go somewhere.
I'm excited.
And I know
for
you're
you.
like in a very similar place too, where you're farther along than me for sure, but
Oh,
it seems
man.
like all you guys here definitely have like sort of like a cohesive thing.
I think we're
that you're
all
trying
on
to
that
do.
same path. Is we're all
Yeah.
trying to turn this into, how can we make this as entertaining for the people that we want it to be entertaining for? You know, it's not. And here's the interesting thing. This is what I want to say to what you were touching on there, was that interestingly enough, I'm not in it solely for the money. I'm not in it solely for just a hobby. I'm kind of 50-50. I'm riding the fence. Like,
You'd like to make a living off of it, but, you know,
I could honestly,
if you
Yeah.
can do that, right?
if I could, it would be awesome. If I can't,
Right.
the very least I want out of this is to meet some amazing fucking people, see the world through other people's eyes, and make some friends, make some family, man. Like, and enjoy the community and be there for the community. So, like,
I didn't mean to
I'm
make it sound
50-50.
so like, I guess like A or B, like black and white.
Yeah, there's so much
That's
gray
definitely
area.
like
yeah.
kind of the. That's definitely like
I'm-
if you're gonna be like if it's I guess like what I was saying, if it's something that you're gonna be doing to deliver a product, if you're more of a hobbyist, it's more or less like, you know, the logical conclusion to somebody who wants to actually create a show and deliver a product and bring something of value to people and like actually have it be something more of a career path. The logical thing you have to do is not put all your eggs into this basket, because you do have to have the backup plans. It's so
Build up,
Oh,
difficult.
build up to it.
Yeah, it's so difficult to make money doing like enough to sustain yourself doing
Bro,
this,
I
especially
work in
starting
a
out.
I work in a lumber mill, so I know what it's like when the market
I'm a
goes
pizza
south.
dude, bro.
I know what it's like. Yeah,
Let's
pizza's
go.
always, people always want pizza. People always want pizza.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of pizza, man.
People always
It
want
lasted
pizza.
COVID. It lasted through
saying,
COVID, bro.
But there's
I have
the
to-
lumber
I have to
market's
ask.
declining. So
Aw.
I have to ask then, Lord, if no one's around and a tree falls in the woods, does it actually make a sound, Mr. Lumberjack?
I don't care. I'm gonna haul that tree into our fucking mill and cut it into fucking 2x4 so I can make a quick buck, because
Dude,
we're
he's deflecting.
fucking
He knows
starving.
the answer. He's just deflecting.
Yes, it does
Dude.
make a
Oh,
sound.
good angle, good angle.
Yes,
How
it
do
does
you
make
know?
a sound.
How
it makes
do you
a
know?
sound.
Oh,
Prove
Because
it.
I know science.
How does
I
it
know
work?
science. You
Explain.
can record it. Nobody is there. Nobody is physically there. You can record it. Nobody is there.
If you're recording it, you have an observer. And
no, I'm not an observer.
Just some-
the electronic
device
device is the
sentient being.
observer.
This is on
The
some.
So it doesn't
Wait,
have to be
wait.
sentient. It
It's
doesn't
not
have to be
a sentient
sentient to
being.
be an observer, bro. You can have an observer without sentience. Like, as long it is there observing, though, it's picking up the sound. Like,
This
it's
is-
picking
I
it
think
up,
we
you
should
know?
Google the definition of observer.
This is on some Schrodinger's cat shit, man.
Yeah,
I
really, it honestly
absolutely
is.
agree.
Like, did it make one or did it not? Because, like,
one who observes.
I want
is
one
a sound.
one who observes, but is one a person? Or
Does a
is one
sound
a thing?
require an observer? Is the question.
Whoa! Hang
You
on.
see what I'm saying?
Hang
To
on.
consider
No,
it
it
a
doesn't.
sound,
No,
does
it
it have
doesn't.
to be observed? How do you know?
No, it. Oh wait,
Why
that
not,
is
dude?
Schrodinger's
Otherwise, it's
cat.
just vibration.
That is Schrodinger's cat. Yes, but a vibration still creates a ripple, and that sound only requires an eardrum to be heard.
Right, so
That's what
wouldn't
makes
the-
it a
So
sound.
that
Is
sound
having
wave still
heard
ha-
it.
No, not having heard it, having existed to begin with. Those
are just
being
sound
seen-
waves, bro.
Okay,
But-
so let me pitch you this: does being seen
Uh-huh.
by other people make you a person, or does you existing make you a person? Because
Ooh.
when I'm standing
Transition.
in a room alone right now, yes, you're hearing me live, but that's my computer hearing me. Are you hearing me, or is my computer?
That's
I'm hearing
interesting.
you through the
Because I am
computer.
just.
Do I exist, or because I'm in a room by myself?
It's not
am I
exactly
only
the
person
same
in the
question.
universe?
It's not exactly the same question because the difference is like in the sound question, it's the semantics of the word sound because the vibrations, yes, they definitely still exist.
Okay, but the audibility of it, sound is just something that's
It
actually
would.
noted.
You-
Okay.
Right.
So the sound
That's the
itself doesn't
semantic
exist,
argument.
the vibrations do.
Yeah,
I getcha.
sound,
I getcha.
sound. I think, based on what I can make sense of it, I think the reason why the sound doesn't exist is because
because
there
nobody is
isn't
there to
someone
hear
to
it.
hear it. Right, because then
Because
it's therefore not a sound.
Is noted. A sound
A
is
sound
noted.
is only a
sound
sound if it is heard.
The sound is recorded. Now you can verbally record something. You can tell it. You can tell it as a story, like this sound happened,
Yeah.
but now it's recorded.
Yeah.
Ergo, it
Right.
becomes a sound because
It
it's
becomes a
recorded
sound.
by verb or like passed on. in some
Boom,
form.
baby. Dude,
That
Dude,
shit is
swear.
unhinged.
I get you. I get
that's
you.
gonna get us
I
out of
actually-
like so much trouble at some point.
Okay, follow up question.
Yo.
Do bears shit in the woods?
That could get you out of legal trouble. Was
Yeah.
anyone around to hear
What?
that
What?
sound? No, it was recorded. Okay,
Oh.
but that was heard.
Yeah. It was observed.
I don't know, man. That
Well,
that
yeah,
whole
that's what I
that
mean,
whole
though.
discussion was just malarkey.
That was a lot of malarkey.
Alright, I'll take back
What
the.
do we
a
go
loaded
back to like?
question.
What is this like the 40s? Are we wearing our pants up to our belly buttons now? That's a lot of malarkey.
He's
Paper
a
boy,
working
see?
man.
What is this cacophony?
Cacophony? Do you mean cacophony?
Cacophony.
Cacophony. Yeah, that word.
Cacophony?
Cacophony.
Dude, hey, listen. This is the funniest thing, but it's like not funny, but it's like, okay, so like, you know the hepatitis, like the disease?
Yeah.
No, what? Hep C?
Where are
What?
we going with
No,
this?
just like hepatitis.
Is it a
It's
left
not
turn?
that bad. It's not that bad, right? Okay, so
If
have you
to say
ever
it's not
heard?
that bad? It is indeed
It's not that bad. No, it's really not. It's not that bad. Okay, so like hepatitis. Have you ever looked up and heard like what the actual virus is called?
No. I'm very uneducated.
Huh.
COXSACKIE. The Coxsackie virus.
The
This
cocksucky.
thing's called the Coxsackie.
Yeah. No wonder they call it
Coxsackie, dude.
hepatitis.
No wonder they call it hepatitis. I read about that like yesterday. I don't know what the context was. I kind of forget the rabbit hole, but I was just like, I was reading about hepatitis, dude. Like, really, like it's important to know
Well,
things about
apparently
that.
you
Like,
read it so that you could come on here and
Yeah,
talk
I
about
thought-
well, I guess
It was perfect.
I don't know.
I thought
It's
we
no
were
joke,
gonna,
dude.
It was all meant
Hepatitis
to
could be
be-
serious,
Uh,
but the
be
virus name
serious.
is
Well-
funny. The virus name is
Could-
really funny to me.
It could be serious. I'm sorry, but
No, I mean like there are ways to like combat it to where like, you know, it's similar to like a lot of diseases with like modern medicine and stuff. You know, you take the medicine,
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
it
yeah.
barely like
some
diabetes for example.
antibiotics or
Like,
some shit.
yeah, whatever it is for like your liver, because I know hepatitis is like in your liver, but it's like the same thing as, like, with diabetes, where you like, you know, take the insulin and it's like you're okay. You know, it's not the best, but you're okay. It's the same thing with like hepatitis, where you know I think you could take some medicine to like regulate your enzymes and stuff, and you'll be okay. But the name of that thing is just, it makes me laugh every time. I'm sorry if anybody has hepatitis, and I'm not
That
making
was
fun
good.
of it.
I like that.
I apologize.
yeah,
but-
you covered all your
you covered
bases,
it.
I think.
yeah, I don't know. But Coxsackie.
Yeah, come on now, that's funny.
Streptococcus.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought we discussed
Now I
prior
wonder who.
to not have any cock
What?
talk.
I was the one that said that anyway.
Now I'm wondering who came up with this.
I don't
And
know.
did they even have the realization?
I wondered the same thing, Grim. I'm serious. Like, I sat there thinking about it. Like, there is a scientist who discovered this
Strange.
and named it Coxsackie.
Yeah, well,
I wonder if
God
he did it
bless
as a
him.
pun, because he spelled it differently, but he
Yeah,
still
fuck.
said the words.
maybe he had a good sense of humor. I don't know.
I can only
Homophone.
imagine the discussions they have in a science lab, man.
Oh,
Like, what
Do
are
you
we
wonder
gonna
if,
name
like,
this?
Yeah. You ever wonder if you wonder if like the scientists are over there just being juvenile as fuck, but like still doing the most important research of mankind?
I can
just
literally
like-
picture it, and I don't have
Yes.
a picture
Oh, yeah.
memory. Like I can't visualize things, but I can picture that.
Smoking a
Dude.
fatty.
I can like visualize like the horseplay, like like pulling a chair back on Buddy, so he sits on the floor.
they're looking at a galaxy. They're like, dude, it looks like a
Dusts
joint.
off my lab coat, pulls up my khakis, gets my pocket protector back in.
This just makes me think of Robin Williams live on Broadway when he's like talking about how they programmed the Mars lander, and he's like, "Oh yeah, $1 billion oops." I programmed the lander in meters, and I programmed the rotor, or the computer in feet. You're like, oops.
Just say that like the dudes who are the scientists are the ones in grade school that were doing the like goofy, funny, weird stuff though.
Absolutely.
You gotta there's a whole group of those people that are designing rockets and shit.
Oh, well, you gotta pass the time, right? You're doing work, but you're shoulder to shoulder. You're standing. It's just like assembly line. You're gonna tell a good joke, or you're gonna pass the time with. I can imagine just looking up and having that childlike imagination, looking through a telescope and just
Yeah.
this one looks like this, or this one looks like a.
Fucking all fifth grade nerd
Good old
jokes.
New constellations.
They named it Beetlejuice, but just spelled it wrong.
Basil juice, you mean?
No, it's Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
But it's spelled
the basil goose. I mean, my bad.
G-E-U.
Yeah,
Gee.
Beetlejuice.
G-E-U-S-E or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Juice.
Jouse. It's weird how they spell
Yeah.
it.
It's a different language though. Latin, if I'm not mistaken. No, not
Yeah, I
Latin.
think Beetlejuice was supposed to be like one of the underworld dudes or whatever.
Yeah, and then we all got used to the fucking
Tim
Why can't I
Burton
think of
rendition.
yeah. Why can't I think of the actor's
Oh,
name?
the cartoon.
Is that Jim Carrey?
Though? No.
I don't think so. No.
What am I thinking
No,
of? The
it's-
Mask? I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
you're
The
thinking
Mask.
of the mask.
Michael Keaton. It's Michael Keaton.
Is it Michael Keaton?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
It is Michael.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's an
realize
older
that, dude.
flick.
I gotta look that up. I gotta see his face again because
I
I'm
think it's
only
Michael-
thinking of
I
a cross
think it's
between The
Michael
Mask
Keaton
and Joker.
anyways. Yeah.
He's got, like,
so
the-
you're thinking of Jim Carrey and
The
the
pinstripe,
Joker.
the pinstripe
Joker
Yeah.
back then was
prison
Jack
uniform.
Nicholson. Yeah. The pinstripe. He's got a pinstripe suit actually.
I remember it
this
as
dude.
prison clothes, but it's been a long time.
It's definitely a 3-button suit.
Oh wow.
I see him right here in a Google image where it is actually indeed prison clothes.
See, that's what I
Oh,
thought.
that's
Halloween was
interesting.
Halloween.
That's interesting.
1 year.
It was a different scene.
Oh, he might have. Yeah, that might have been like a scene where he was just pulling a funny gag.
Well, I do believe the whole starting of that movie, he was like summoned out of jail. Like underworld prison
Is it
thing.
jail? Is it spelled like GAOL?
I can't remember, man.
Because that's a place where like, dude, that's like an underworld banishment thing. So that would
makes
make a lot of sense.
That would make sense
Yeah.
with Beetlejuice, the story. It would
Yeah.
make sense.
I
It
gotta-
wasn't
I gotta
jail
look
like
this up.
Jail. But in Beetlejuice, maybe they were talking about GAOL. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
Alright, gents, I'm gonna head to the washroom, but I can still hear y'all.
absolutely.
All right.
There it
It's
is.
just
I
an
was waiting.
archaic version.
I was waiting for Grim to chime in. There was a few years back he did the whole fucking get up.
I know the people in the watching this later won't see this, but for y'all in the
I could put it
check
in
out
the video.
podcast Discord. Yeah, you could. If you can crop it out nicely, because all that stuff in the background just
Yeah, well, I mean, it would just pop up like briefly. It's like I don't imagine we're gonna continue talking about Beetlejuice for 2 hours.
Well, stranger things have
That's
happened.
fair. I didn't expect to go on a tangent about that tree falling down, but that got heated.
Dude, yeah, jail. That's how you used to spell jail in a long time ago. That's all it is.
Wow,
You spelled it with a G-A-O-L. Yeah.
that's some
Yeah,
cool
Beetlejuice
trivia.
came from jail.
That is some cool trivia.
Thank you,
Interesting.
Google, for being there to make me learn.
The backbone of millennial knowledge.
Yeah. Google's power.
It is.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, at the same time, it's not wrong though. I mean, if you want to learn anything in this day and age, all you need is incentive, like a drive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, on that note, good transition. I here's a concept to talk about. There are schools. I don't know. I know we're both in different countries. Or some of us we're spread around here, but there was talk. I don't know if there still is, but I have heard rumors that even some schools, districts, have decided to even close down or think about closing down due to the fact that you can just look things up online. And if kids want to learn, they can learn. Maybe there'll be some kind of situation where they would go and take a test at some point, but mostly it would just be them at home.
That's wild. I couldn't
Almost like a
imagine
home-
them like
almost like a full
actually
homeschool.
learning anything. Maybe they learn
Well,
more.
If it's similar to homeschool, right? Usually statistics show that homeschoolers do very well.
Yeah.
So if it's similar, if it's a similar critique, it's very
Well, what's the
interesting.
biggest?
Yeah, it makes you
I
wonder.
don't know if I necessarily agree with it, because what
Yeah,
about the
what's the
teachers?
key ingredient when you're trying to learn something? And it's one word, man. Interest.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like if you really want to learn something, man, like that's all it takes. You just need to be interested. Cause
Yeah.
fuck, man, that's when I go on my fucking like when I I had like a hiatus there where I didn't make music for like 4 years, and then when I got back into it, I was like, there's this invisible barrier. I'm gonna use this to segue
Right.
into something I want to talk about. So there was this invisible barrier that was between me and what I call industry standard with music. And I just, for the life of me, I made 4 records, 5 records. I can't even keep track. I told you guys, I can't count. But I made all these records and I couldn't fucking achieve this industry standard sound. And there was this invisible barrier. I kept telling myself, I can't fucking do it. Like, I just can't. And so I relinquished that thought, like, recently. Like, this is like, I want to say December last year, I started thinking about it in a different light. Where, why are you telling yourself you can't? It's time to step up and fucking do this for real. Like, you want to be a streamer, you want to be a musician, you want this to be a career, start acting like it.
Do it all.
Start
Do it
fucking
all.
act like it, man. So start fucking applying yourself. Start absorbing knowledge, improve. Like, you know what you're not good at, so start fucking working on it. And so I was hard on myself. And through
It's
that
not one of those things that's just gonna happen. You gotta do it.
through that extensive process, like, I have recently put out a record, a new one. It's something different under the name Tack Attack on Spotify, but it's a 4-track EP of EDM music, something I've always wanted to do at a standard that is, I still want to say I have work to do to achieve that industry standard master, but I'm getting closer significantly. Like, that gap of improvement is there. It's noticeable. If you've been following along with my product to this point, like the stuff I made last year compared to the stuff I'm making this year, it's noticeable. And that makes me happy, man. You really apply yourself.
What's the name of that?
Merchandise.
Sorry. There you go.
But
Check it out.
yeah, if you really fucking apply yourself, you'll notice something. Because a producer I used to talk to, Like, not too long ago, we were buddies. We went our separate ways. Wished him the best. But something he told me that really stuck with me is every time you open your DAW, your digital audio workstation, and you go into the mixer, even if you're not able to realize it in the moment, every single time you go in there and click around and fuck around, you're getting better. You're training your ears. Your mix is going to sound better. So I guarantee you, any musical creator, if you build 30 songs in a month, day 1 and day 30, you're going to notice an improvement in quality.
Can I weigh
someone
in
should
here?
actually do a study on that. That would be cool.
Absolutely.
I know nothing about
Yeah.
DAWs. I know nothing about DAWs. I know nothing about like music production per se. I know about music creation. I know about like, obviously you guys know I know about creating music, but production I'm lost. I have no idea. But I know how to maybe mix some audio because I can see if I'm peaking or not and try to balance the two. I don't know about numbers.
Yeah, you can help the back end, but
But I don't know about the actual, hey, this is the beat I want. This is the timing of things. This is, I don't know how to produce music, essentially. But,
Well, at least you're not jumping
you
in the
were
studio. I'm just going to steal it for a second. At least you're not jumping in the studio asking me to put in a spider sound. Carry on.
what
Wait,
the
what?
fuck is that?
It's a producer
Yeah.
joke.
Was that
It's a
Jake?
producer joke. Like when people jump in the studio and they're like, yeah, like add that spider sound. Like what sound does a spider make? Come
That's
on.
what
Dude,
I'm
that's
saying.
what I'm
Is
sitting
what the
there
fuck
like.
is that?
What do you mean?
It's a spider sound. An African hissing cave spider is the only thing that I could come up with a spider sound.
Yeah, give me some of that spider
yeah.
synth. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay,
Spider
carry
synth.
on, man.
Dude, I feel like I would
Oh.
also be like, I got you, bro. You
So,
want that
but-
spider synth?
but-
I got you.
But what you were saying kind of applies to everything. Realistically, from what I gather was that
Oh, you're not
it's,
wrong.
If you want to be successful in
Practice,
everything,
practice.
that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you apply yourself, right? It's a simple matter of gauging where you're at and where you want to be, and what you have to do to make that happen.
You
That's
will get
fundamental.
out of everything. You will get out of everything what you put into it.
100%.
Get out what you put in.
Yeah.
It's not instant, so don't lead a false hope there. But
Well,
these guys
to
are
make
right.
to reference a famous quote, like the master has failed more times than the apprentice has even attempted.
Yeah.
So,
That's how you become a
Very well
master
done.
is
Yeah.
a million
fail.
times of failing.
another
If you
quote,
give up, if
adventure
lose
time. Adventure time this
Dude,
time.
I've never failed at anything. I just
Yeah.
haven't stopped working on it yet.
That's a good
So-
perspective.
Oh,
Thomas
Fair enough.
Edison didn't
Touche.
fail to make a light bulb. He
Another-
just learned 300 different ways to not make one.
Yeah, exactly.
he needed a way to not, take one like Ben did. He's like, how do I put this in a
Would it not
Thing.
get shot by lightning?
Where I don't get shocked by an
Shocked.
attached to a light string.
how do I not Tesla myself?
Dude, were they homies? Like,
They must have been.
Tesla and
Yes.
Tesla.
Well, they were
and
kind of competition, very,
Edison.
but yeah, they knew each other.
Oh yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
they did. They did know each other. Yeah, Tesla and Edison.
I don't think it was on great terms though.
no, Franklin and Edison.
Oh, Franklin. Sorry, yeah, Franklin.
Oh,
and
no.
Edison.
Oh no.
They wouldn't have known each other?
No.
They were in different time periods?
Yeah, I'm not much of a
Franklin
history
and-
buff.
I don't know.
Franklin and Tesla and Edison were way closer to each other than Franklin and.
Yeah, Edison and Tesla, I'm pretty sure knew of each other. I'm pretty sure they were pretty heated
Yeah,
competition.
they hated
but I'm
one
not gonna
another.
Dude,
mistake
I
there
it.
remember
was,
watching
yeah,
the
there
History
was.
Channel thing.
Wasn't
That's what I
I
thought.
thought it was Bell and Tesla. I think you were maybe, unless I'm wrong.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that
Because
Edison.
Alexander Graham Bell and Tesla, I thought had a heated.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was Edison doing with Tesla with AC DC current. To which one was better? I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking.
Okay, well, who
Who
made who?
Who what?
Who made who?
Who are you?
Wait, where am I? What? How did this happen?
Who?
Do we
I'm in a storm.
do we even exist right now because no one's around to see us?
Oh god damn it.
Well, I am. I'm observing your sound wave, so
Yeah, you exist for sure.
you.
Descartes
yeah, I
ain't got
think so.
nothing on that argument.
Yeah, didn't we hash this out like
Yes,
half
and
hour
Nicola,
ago?
Yeah.
you are
What you doing,
high.
Spook?
Full circle.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
Lady
shit always
Nicola,
has
you
to.
are high.
This shit always has to come around. It's like inevitable, man. I don't know what it is.
It was me. I made the call back.
Yeah. It just happens naturally every time, though, I feel. Like, every single one of
Well,
these
Graham-
podcasts, it's like, it just seamlessly goes back, and everything comes full circle.
We come back to
Full
the
circle.
existence conversation.
Existence.
I got some stuff that'll trip you out. You want to talk about those aliens?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can we start talking about
I have a
freaking
note.
aliens?
I have a note here.
So, dudes-
Oh, I had a note here. It was about the government, kind of affirming that that's in existence. So sorry, but go ahead. That's good.
Yeah,
Government
well,
has
Like I said, you guys are.
confirmed.
they did that. And I don't know if you guys remember the lead singer from Blink 182. You remember Tom DeLonge?
Vaguely.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
dude, when that band broke up, I'm not even shitting you, okay? Listen, when that band broke
Okay.
up, the lead singer, Tom, goes and starts a freaking college and research institution for alien studies and like paranormal studies and stuff like that, right? Okay?
Right.
The CIA and people like high level government officials contracted with his company to start dispersing information to make the populace not freak out when we get told aliens are real. And that was a while ago and it's been happening. And he said it was going to happen.
That's some
Oh,
juicy
oh,
ass
yeah.
trivia.
Dude,
Bro, do y'all
It's so
remember the
weird.
storm on Area 51 that was supposedly gonna happen?
yeah.
Did it
turned
happen?
it
I
turned
don't
it,
No.
it turned into a rave.
even- Are we all
Steven,
surprised?
I think-
it was a bunch of people getting high on fucking ecstasy and planning on raiding a government compound.
I looked
no.
into this
Y'all are
actually.
gonna get high
Yeah,
and
no.
just play music and fucking get smashed.
No, they straight up
Yo,
hosted
yeah,
like an
look at
event.
that.
Like people were selling shirts and shit. I think they had a few DJs. Like I was reading up on it
Yeah.
because I was genuinely like, are they actually gonna do it or are they gonna pussyfoot the
no,
moment
they're-
they get out there?
We
And
all
what
knew
do
they
you
were,
thought?
but they didn't pussyfoot. They threw a fucking party.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, they started singing "We
That's
All
kinda
Live in a
cool.
Yellow Submarine."
Not gonna lie, all power to you. Partying and raving outside a government fucking site.
Yeah,
I
out
know,
in the
right?
middle of the
Controlled
fucking
site.
desert.
Out in the middle of the desert? Hell yeah, Burning Man. Times
Yeah.
like a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. Something to do.
Yeah, I'm sure that party
It is kind of like
Could have been
Burning Man.
crazy.
that party was probably pretty out of this world.
Swirl.
It was definitely better than Fire Festival, I can guarantee you that.
Oh, we're just
Oh
getting
my gosh.
started.
I got about 45 minutes left of me, guys, so.
Sounds good to me.
Well, what do you guys think of that? Do we have believers in the house?
What of aliens?
When I
Definitely.
saw her face.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dude, I mean, like, I'm not a not believer.
I mean, I think,
I'm sorry,
Okay.
like, my opinion
my other half.
with how big this universe is and how little we are, I have two theories. Like, there's like the giant theory where our universe is a molecule in a fucking larger organism. And then there's the other theory where, I mean, just the whole fucking outer space, dude. It would be stupid to think that we're the only living creature in all of space. It can't be true.
Be like a waste.
I just don't see it
Okay.
being possible.
So I believe in the theory that our universe is like an elastic band. And it's stretching out and stretching out and stretching out and stretching out because there's scientific evidence that our universe is expanding and everything's getting further away. And at some point, that shit's just going to elastic band all back together, and then it's going to create a new Big Bang. And that this universe has done this, like,
A bajillion times.
how many
I've
times
heard about that.
since then?
Yeah.
But I gotta bring you back on topic there, Sporkus. That doesn't answer the question of alien or whatever.
Okay,
to us.
well,
Or-
yes. Given
do you believe
those
or no?
facts, if this universe has
Okay.
done this, how many times?
Okay.
Everyone says that to create a Class M planet, if we're going to go by Star Trek wording, to make it simple for any nerds out there, for a Class M planet to exist, perfect conditions have to exist. Now, it would only make sense every... Did Chewbacca say
Chewbacca
that?
And Nick's
It would only make sense that every time our universe, say, expanded and then contracted, and every time this Big Bang happened, yeah, sure, maybe our planet's perfect conditions exist in this spot in space at the moment. But every time it contracts or expands, as it expands, our conditions are going to get less and less favorable. Now, did we create global warming, or over time, as we've recorded history, has our planet been expanding further and further away from the rest of the universe, and it's planting or creating different gravitational pulls? You know. Now, as our universe expands and contracts over every different cycle, maybe the next time around, humans won't be humans, you know, further out as the universe pulls back in billions of years. Right?
Like it'd be something completely different. Dude, one thing that
But
like
that's-
might trip you out about that is that if you think about it, here's what physicists are saying like kind of happens now is that the band thing probably doesn't happen, but it still could. But like a lot of them, like I think it was something like 90% was what my buddy was telling me, was saying that. So if you think about space, there's no friction, right? And we think about the way gravity works. You know, space is expanding. We can observe it being expanding as far as
Gravity
we know
works off
right
of
now.
essentially the higher the density of an object,
Yeah.
the
So
more
listen, dude,
pull
when
it has
everything's
on space around it.
right. So like after the black hole stage, where those are the most massive things and the most dense things in the universe, this therefore have the most gravity and cause orbits to happen. After those kind of like blow up or whatever, things are so fine that they expand and they don't group back up because there's no friction. They continuously expand
because-
further away from each other.
They don't have their own density to have the pull on the gravitational fields of everything.
Right. So particles after the black hole stage, it doesn't pull back in, dude. It continues to expand, but the particles are so fine that no more like things are created. The atoms stay atoms and expand as molecules, and they don't re-pull back up together.
So
Unless
they
there's
don't
some other force in the
necessarily-
universe that we don't know about that causes a gravitational point.
So he's
So
so
essentially,
I see what he's saying.
cease to exist
He's going
as
as
a coherent object, but just float
Right.
around.
After an
would
amount
be
of
more
time.
like what he's calling the lights out theory.
Yeah, that's lights out.
Yep.
So
But that's-
Everything
essentially-
just fizzles out into it's a slow burn. It's like watching a candle die out.
So if you think about it, when we have learned
morbid.
that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but just changes in form, That's actually not true.
No, it is true.
Because-
It's just that the form is so not dense. The opposite of dense, whatever that word is. I can't remember. But every
Well, the reason we have
particle-
light at all is because of stars. Once the stars explode, there's remnants of it left over, which doesn't. Whatever's left over never creates a star bigger than it was before. So eventually, that's all she wrote.
And then like the light moves on, and the light can still like act, but everything will just kind of like go out into space. So
It'll be more like radiation.
yeah, the only thing that could really like kind of cause like a cyclical nature
Whoa.
of things is that after if things expand enough, if that doesn't happen and everything starts to like unexpand and start to contract back in, because there is fundamentally some sort of cause for there to be a point of gravity that reassigns itself in the universe for some specific reason. Maybe that's just the way that maybe there's just a certain amount of molecules that like have to have two of them together, and that causes enough gravity to like overtake the pool of the velocity of everything that's exiting, you know, the range of gravitational pull. Although like there is no stopping gravitational pull, the only thing that the reason why this happens is because since there isn't friction, you know, nothing's able to really like have a chance to like operate off of gravity because it's forever expanding. And then like the coefficient of like how much gravity is attached to the molecules decreases, and the velocity they're speeding away from each other doesn't decrease as fast as like the gravity does, if that makes sense. Like there are a lot of ways though that you could like think about where that's not exactly going to be the case, but that's currently what a lot of scientists are thinking. I've seen something though in the news where they were taking pictures with the James Webb Space Telescope, where it was like, we don't actually know if it's expanding linearly everywhere. And that's where it started tripping me out again. I'm just like, wait a second. Now things don't make sense anymore. Because they were seeing light particles from galaxies that were much closer than they should have been if the universe were expanding linearly like it is in our solar system. So they might have just been observing something wrong. Our solar system could just be expanding, not necessarily, or moving in space, not necessarily all of space. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Well.
that's a weird one.
Oh, it's tough.
I think I followed.
The question still lingers, though, Lord. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
fucking.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was on a track and then I got listening to Buddy, and then
Oh, I let you go, though.
no, and then once I got
bring it
listening
back.
to Buddy, I got so enthralled in what he was saying.
You don't
that-
have to explain yourself.
That's-
Just answer the question.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
So yes,
Do
yes,
you?
absolutely, and the reason why is because what I was saying with the whole universe with the rubber band theory is that, just because we are the perfect condition right now doesn't mean that there wasn't other perfect conditions every time the universe is rubber banded so far. And that being said, doesn't mean that there's not necessarily perfect conditions in other ways based off the focal point of the rubber band. Because that rubber band doesn't just go in one dimension or 2 dimensions or 3 dimensions, it goes exponentially in different dimensions throughout the universe. There's one focal point that it fucking blows up from, right? Essentially, and rubber bands outward from, but that goes in infinite different directions.
Yeah.
Because one focal point doesn't just go in 3 ways. It's covering everywhere.
Well,
So
I guess
if,
I have to
if
further-
we exist this distance from that focal point, essentially every other place, not just 360 degrees, but like whatever it is in a sphere, that whole radius of that sphere, this distance out, should potentially exist.
Yeah. Like we
To an
should
extent.
we should have more like, we probably do have more like neighboring planets and solar systems and galaxies that have life than we realize. Like in this particular like arc around
And that's
that-
where
that
I
point,
feel like
right.
that's where I feel like Star Trek comes in with the quadrants.
Mhm.
If you think about it, like the alpha quadrant, the beta quadrant, the delta quadrant, the gamma quadrant, right? Like, you know.
Yeah,
So I have
dude,
a
I
really
bet that
I have a really difficult time with space discussions because in science there's new discoveries daily, and with new discoveries come new theories, and with new theories, like we find out that everything we know is wrong. So it's so difficult for anybody to say anything is this. You know what I mean?
That's why science
Yeah.
is exciting.
Yeah, it's like this is what we understand and this is why we understand it this way, but how are we supposed to know this is actually how it is? It's baffling.
Test, test, test.
yeah, right.
Well, the only question I would have to the rubber band thing is, what if we're going outward and there's this black dark matter that has a volume to it, right? Like they've equated it. It's kind of there is a void in space, but apparently there's, for lack of a better word, it's like a body of water, and we're about like bobbing up and down somewhere relatively not from the top and not at the bottom of this thing. You know, you can look at the universal map and we're out there somewhere, but we're globbing around. But if we're going outward and gravity is the main force to pull things together, the further they get away, the less mass will be nearby for them to attract each other inward later.
Yeah,
So the problem is what pulls them back in, and maybe you've thought about this, but just let me finish my thought here. Would it be all of the black holes finally coming back together at some point? If there is, because it could be both. Let's look at it this way. It could be both. The universe could fizzle out and just peter out until it's dark. But then you have what's left over is basically these rocks, these dead things, right? And black holes. And eventually they're going to bump into each other at some point, because their mass is much greater than anything that's going on around them. So is that something you thought of, or did I take that in a different
Okay.
direction? Or?
no, that's what we're saying is like at that stage, right? Two things can happen. Scientists are like kind of like leaning towards probably the first, but the second one could potentially happen. The second one's the rubber band, where, you know, the black holes pull all the rocks together, and then another big bang happens and everything recycles, right?
That's what my theory is that, yeah, if you think about it, black holes, they all absorb everything, right? So many black holes eventually, after so many stars collapse, start the gravitational pull from every black hole in the area starts getting more and more traction off of the other galaxies.
Yeah.
Of stars that are aging and collapsing, and eventually that gravitational pull starts pulling everything together, and all of that matter at once, eventually, when it starts pulling on the whole universe, will spiral together and collapse all in one, and then create a new Big Bang.
But then other people are saying, well, that wouldn't happen because the velocity in which a black hole like kind of erupts, I guess, for lack of better terms, when it explodes, when a black hole like reaches critical mass and explodes, the velocity of all of the particles that explode out of it are going so fast and they're so small that they're not gathering enough mass to actually reassemble and pull each other back. Like there's
Okay.
nothing that has enough gravity to pull everything. So it all just continuously expands and then fizzles out like a candle, like what Groom's saying. It's like, it all kind
there's
of
no
depends.
way.
So it's pure plasma.
I feel like it's
Yeah, it all
luck.
just depends.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's chance luck. I feel like it could happen one day where everything does just re-expand and blow out, where nothing coherently in the universe dies.
Well,
But that's
unfortunately,
well
Buddy
beyond our
has a point,
lifetime.
in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
Because-
billions and billions of years.
There is critical mass with a black hole. Yeah, unfortunately. and it does some crazy fucking shit. But whew,
Yeah, like who even
That's
knows
why-
what it does? Or, nobody really even knows what it does.
I
I
love
feel like that's well beyond our comprehension and our lifetime, our grandchildren's, our great grandchildren's lifetime. It won't happen. It couldn't happen.
I love the chaos theory that has no science behind it, like black holes being a portal into like the past
A multiverse.
or the future or the multiverse.
Yeah.
Like it's a Marvel movie. That shit gets me excited. But
Oh, bro,
Yeah, I like that.
Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, dude.
That movie was a fucking trip. You know what? I think I might do that.
I'll
Every
have to
second
I'll
on
have
this
to tune in.
planet's like 25 years.
Yeah, I'll have to tune in if you do
Interstellar
that
was a-
one because I've never seen it.
Oh, bro.
it's worth a watch.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
it's
it's a
good.
great movie, in my opinion. It makes you think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like movies like that.
And it does a good job to kind of lead you along the way. It's not so technical, right? You know,
Oh.
it's done well. Props to the writers.
But, yeah, everyone
everybody,
can watch it and
but-
enjoy it. But it does make you think.
That's fun. I'm not very good at thinking.
What?
What does that even mean?
I don't think I'm very
Thinking-
good at thinking.
Who even thinks about anything?
Yeah,
There's
that's a good
nothing to
point.
think about. You just do. Just do. Don't think. Just do. I'm just kidding. That's bad
React.
advice.
Don't think,
It's
just
really
do.
bad
Just
advice.
react.
Don't think, just do.
Just only react all the time.
Yeah,
Primal.
grade A fucking advice right there.
Nope.
That has served everyone perfectly since the dawn of time.
Yeah. Oh man.
Need food, make spear, get food, go home.
You guys ever watch that that cartoon Primal?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I haven't finished it, but
It-
I only seen like the first couple of episodes like 4 times. That's all they have on Adult Swim.
Oh man, it's worth watching the whole thing. Like it's such an incredible story told with no words whatsoever.
No words.
No words at all. It's a
I'm gonna have to check it out for sure.
like a primitive
It's
guy.
like kind of an anime.
A little bit, yeah. It kind of reminds me of Samurai Jack, but primal.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's the same, it's the same, what, producer?
I could see
artist?
it
Not
being
that I
the same
know of.
studio.
I don't know.
It's hard to say though, but it has a lot of like just the same art style and the way the scenes are done, like the action scenes and stuff.
Yeah, I believe it's the same artist. I don't, off the top of my head, don't know his name. I could look it up.
From space to the prehistoric era, we cover anything and everything when we get up into this shit. It's mind-boggling. So while
Dude,
we're
I'm
while
just waiting for the next big discovery
Yeah.
to come, like existential discovery to happen. Like I don't know. Things have been kind of chill recently.
so while we're
I don't know. There's a lot more archaeological shit. Sorry.
good,
Good.
while we're on this big discussion shit, I do have something I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on because this is something that
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what I think. So, do you believe that we are the first generation of humans?
no.
You mean in the human genome, or like the first humans to exist
Like-
in space? What are you talking
In
about?
the space-time continuum, whole galaxy universe.
In
thing.
terms of like
feel.
our history and as far as we date back, like are we the first generation of humans, or were there humans before us that died out before we
Oh, on
came back?
Earth.
Yeah,
On Earth
specifically,
itself.
yeah.
Interesting. So you mean like after the whole caveman?
What I'm thinking, like for instance, perhaps there was a previous civilization of humans, maybe the Mayans, something where they evolved so fucking far that like they eventually toppled themselves over through civilization, like dystopia, basically.
So Atlanteans. You're talking about like
Yeah,
do we
that kind of
believe in
thing.
Atlanteans or
Like-
other kind of cultures that
Like perhaps
Like a whole
Well,
human
I could-
race rising and falling.
Exactly,
Prior to
yes,
this one's
thank
rising
you.
and falling.
Yes.
that's what I'm trying
Yes.
to say.
Oh, well,
Absolutely.
there's theories that very thing happened on Mars.
Yeah, I
That's why
heard
it went
about that
dry.
theory.
That's why it went dry. There's a whole bunch of caves and whatnot that aren't just naturally developed caves. Couldn't be. There's whole
Yeah,
structural
there's structures on there
systems.
that give the impression that there was some kind of intelligent, unified growing crops, agriculture. There was an intelligence there. There wasn't just.
Well, because the natural shapes, the way everything's developed without an atmosphere over millennia, it's gonna erode
What do
away.
they- what do
but
they
there's
have?
still-
Like, what is there? I haven't seen anything.
Oh, there's some.
I gotta look
There's
this
like
up, dude.
objects that look like saucers that are stuck or look like they're coming out of caves that people catch this, independent researchers and such catch this on film.
There's
I don't know if I can put all my eggs in that basket,
right,
but there's some strange stuff
I've
that-
seen. I watched some documentaries, and let's be honest, they're on Netflix, so who gives a whole ton of credit to it? But like, there's some stuff that I've watched where they show like there's like tunnel systems and stuff supposedly where it looks like entrances tunnel systems, they're more uniform, that aren't necessarily like, but they're too close together to be coincidental, you know what I mean?
something like out of Total Recall.
Yeah, if you ever
Familiar.
watch the old Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall.
Yeah. Those air, they had to stay in those vents.
Yeah, I had never really
Well-
considered Mars when I asked the question, because like I was leaning more into like there's like the whole fucking like the Tibetan Book of the Dead and the fucking circle of reincarnation and all that shit. Essentially, to summarize, when you learn everything you're supposed to learn in life, you ascend beyond this existence. And it's like, why are the mind...
Transcendence,
Yeah,
yeah.
transcending existence, essentially, once you've learned everything there is to learn. Otherwise, you relive the cycle until you learn every lesson or something. But, taking that into thought, it's like, where the fuck did the Mayans go? Like, all their fucking structures and shit are built.
Everything.
Yeah, and they just vanished.
Wasn't it, I
Wasn't it
want
the
to say
Aztecs, exactly?
it wasn't the Aztecs. I want to say it wasn't a general, not General Sao.
The conquistadors.
There's a fun word.
Yeah, they would. I thought it was a disease. Honestly, is it not?
Okay, well I know the Aztecs used like obsidian chunks in their fucking swords, and they used
Yeah,
like,
that's
sap
wild.
From they used like sap from trees, and they took like wooden swords, and they had notches cut in them, and they had like chunks of obsidian that they took like tree sap from, and they used the tree sap to wedge the chunks of obsidian into the wooden swords. And that was their blades. So, like, they fucking slashed at people with, like, obsidian chunks in their sword blades. It's like, you bet that shit would probably wedge out of the sword into your flesh. Because they're ripping that shit out.
Humans are always so creative when it comes to destruction and violence.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, how can I make this fucking hurt the most?
All right, you guys ready for a full circle? So, who's to say we're not aliens
Okay.
if maybe we came from Mars?
Not Mars.
Interesting.
That's too obvious.
Yeah, maybe not.
Mars
Fucking
died
what? That's too
Mars
obvious.
died-
What do you mean?
Mars died out. If they created us, there's no fucking way they're right there. Within plain sight.
Maybe that's just
and
what they want you to
died.
think.
No, dude,
Why
that's
would
the
they
thing.
want us to think?
Mars
Why would they
or
want us to
Venus,
think?
like as the sun's been like growing and stuff, like it's dynamically changed the climates of like the planets and stuff. Like, what if on Venus or whatever before that, and then we came over here.
Yeah.
And once Mars is ready, like we're gonna go over there.
Yeah, maybe
and you
we're
just keep on
aliens.
traveling through the solar system and like forget everything after we have to move.
We forgot who we are.
Yeah, who's to say
Yeah.
we're not aliens, right? Like,
We're totally aliens, dude.
how far back do our records go?
Look at how
We're aliens
we
on a blue
destroyed
spaceship.
this planet. And we're looking for ways to move on.
Yep.
Goddamn
Holy
Elon
fuck.
Musk and the Mars movement.
The fucking re-landing ships, the ability to re-land ships with SpaceX and whatnot.
Dude, it's gonna be a trip.
People are gonna think we're
It's
crazy.
like within our lifetimes. In our lifetimes, I'm gonna guess that we're probably gonna see people that are like gonna go try to live in space.
Would be pretty
It'll
cool.
be a couple of generations before it like works out, but I think people are probably gonna go
I-
try to go.
Within the next 30 years, I feel
Yeah.
like in the next 30 years, we're going to try to colonize people on a different planet.
Yeah.
Or at
It's
least
not gonna
out in
work.
space.
The problem-
Or at least out in space.
The problem is we have to have perfect gravity in order for the human body to survive more than 90 days. Otherwise, you start getting really bad side effects, and it takes a long time if you're not back within 90 days to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, and
You start losing your eyesight, your organs start to move
Yeah.
around.
everything starts to shift.
And that's
because-
even at almost perfect gravity
Yeah.
at the space station.
I blame Hollywood,
You need
man.
something-
It makes it
you
seem
need
so
something like-
achievable.
You need something like Halo. You need something like a Halo that like the actual Halo stations in Halo that's actually
Yeah.
big enough that when it spins, even at a slow enough speed, would still create a gravitational pull that
That would be a hell of a project, my dude.
it would. It would take probably Egyptian
A ribbon of a planet?
Egyptian amount
Holy
of
shit.
time in modern day science like relevancy to building
put
that
those
would be
around
the
the
modern
sun.
equivalency of building a pyramid.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
figure out how to put a halo around the sun, harness the energy, Tesla beam it over to your planet, boom.
Yeah. Life
But
is
we
crazy,
would need
dude.
the scientific we would need the scientific dedication of the people that were like, hey, I'm gonna whip these assholes until they build the pyramid.
That's gonna be bad. It's like Kim Jong Un.
I've got the brains and we've got the scientists, but nobody's willing to put in the work. Well, fucking work, assholes.
See, my big thing is why the hell are we trying so hard to go to another planet when we can't even fix the one we're on?
Right?
Or have even discovered all of it. Jesus, hell. You know, we got a lot to do here.
Yeah, there's so much
Under
more work to be
water.
done here.
70% of this planet is undiscovered because it's underwater.
Yeah, we ain't doing no justice. We do things better, I think, than in some regards, but oh man. We could be doing this so much differently. I've always advocated magnets. Everybody wants to get rid of pollution and fossil fuel and all this. Magnets. Just put a magnet generator, 2 magnets spinning. I don't know how fast the first car is going to go, or if it's going to have to be that you go out and crank the fucking thing for the
Maglev
first,
trains, yeah.
10 years that these things exist coming off the assembly line. But eventually,
And
we
maglev
get all right with it.
cars. Yeah.
Dude, you would never have to fill up on gas. You may have to, keep maintenance on it like anything, but an engine that would never run out.
So, but here's the thing.
Oil companies don't like this.
No, they don't. And who are the oil companies run by?
Yeah, well, what
4 people that run the world.
what happens when you take down one of the world's largest tycoons? Like everything,
Let me
yeah,
at 'em.
like
Let me
war
at 'em.
breaks out.
No,
You need
what
business.
happens is when you take out one
Yeah,
of the world's
unfortunately.
largest tycoons, what happens is you get silently removed from the system and nobody hears from you ever again.
Yeah, that's not. You're not wrong.
You disappear. You disappear.
Yeah.
You don't exist.
Yeah, to
You
disrupt.
never existed.
To disrupt something like that, that's to change the world. Fundamentally.
And if you change the world, unless
can't
you
make
were
them.
rich or one of the people that control the world, the nail that sticks out the furthest gets hammered first.
That is true. That is true. To be fair, there are people in their backyards kind of, figuring this stuff out, which is pretty cool. I've been watching people in their spare time talk about it, and the concepts are floating around. I believe there was a guy that's using, what is it, nitrous oxide to super cool a coil that has a magnet that floats up above it and spins. But the thing there is that every so often you have to buy the coolant. So you're effectively still on a nipple somewhere at some point. So he might have some progress, but that might be the first step into this. And that's supposed to be about the size of, an outside air conditioning unit, AC house unit. So 2 feet tall, 2 by 3 feet.
Can I quickly
I don't know,
take...
we'll see where it goes.
Sorry, can I quickly take this conversation somewhere vastly different and go back into Twitch politics?
Absolutely.
Fire.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so this whole kick thing.
Oh, perfect.
This whole
Yeah.
kick thing.
What about
With,
it?
what is it? What's his name? Because I never really followed the upper Twitch streamers, but what's his name? QTC or whatever?
XQC.
You're that guy.
XQC, okay. So, like, what his deal was that he could stream to whoever he wanted as long as he did not stream to Twitch, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
I think.
It's a non-exclusive deal, but they're giving him X amount of dollars as long as he does not stream on Twitch, because he was Twitch's essentially biggest earner.
Yeah.
Twitch is
I
like
think so.
cash
I think
cow.
that's what it was.
So, and he took it. Now, the funny thing is from what I just read online today,
Yeah.
and it may just be clickbait, from what I read online today is they took Amaranth too.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
They took Amaranth too, and I'm like, that's fucking hilarious, because she essentially had to have violated Twitch TOS who knows how many times. And she's only gonna get worse on Kick. Man. And that's the funny thing, is that they're signing people these contracts to come over with them, and Twitch is losing these people. But it's like, honestly, I'm sorry, but the people that actually value the community, and there's more than they think, aren't just gonna blindly follow.
Well, there is a slight migration. What are they offering? 95.5 right now?
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Which we all know that ain't gonna fucking
No,
last.
it's not.
Yeah.
And anyone that has
But-
any brains are just gonna see this as a ploy to take as many people
Yeah.
as they can over to their service as possible.
I mean, there's a lot going on with Kick right now because of that XQC guy and like all the viewers he's raking in, and their streaming platform not capable of handling that many viewers. So a lot of small time streamers aren't even able to click the start stream button because of this. And so it's kind of hurting their platform.
That's gonna deter a lot of people, is because yes, you're making all of these promises, but your servers, your resources, you can have money, but unless you're putting it into the right places, you're putting it into marketing, but marketing isn't the product.
To observe it from a demographic perspective, they're making the exact same mistake as Twitch and catering to the 1%.
when everybody that's streaming that isn't sponsored or partnered,
That's
which is a huge demographic,
that's another
are the
thing.
people that are making you the money.
That's another thing I'd like to bring up. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole 70-30 split for partners, the new thing on Twitch?
Yeah, good point. Me and Tack were talking about this in my Discord.
Dude, I don't know.
I
They're not even gonna like. You're not gonna do anything
well,
that's really gonna be like
Well, it
of
was-
benefit to the
It was
creators.
50-50.
yeah.
It was
And then they changed it to
50-50.
70-30 for people who have 350 subs, and that's not gifts. That's 350 recurring subs for 3
Bought
months.
subs, people that are subscribing themselves and keep going.
To get in
Recurring.
to get analytical, that includes 2% of Twitch's partner. So like that's like 2,000 streamers are actually going to benefit from that program. So if anything, the whole fucking thing is nothing but damage control. They're just trying to keep their top
Okay.
earners.
So here's the thing. I'm not just gonna blindly follow Twitch. But I'm gonna be very cautious if I were to migrate over and start telling my viewers, hey, follow me over this way. I want to be educated. I don't want to go into a system that's just going to be the exact same as Twitch, make the same mistakes, and rob us all the same way.
That is the objective
You know.
of the discussion, is to keep it informative.
Exactly.
Yeah, it seems strange, and I'm not even in. I'm not a streamer for any of you YouTubers. This is Grim. I mod and I help them out, and you know, I'm kind of the cheerleader on the sidelines, more or less. But yeah, something's strange. It's very strange.
It's evolving. This whole industry, this whole world is evolving, and it's happening so quickly that no one knows what to do with it.
Well, to finish up, well, maybe I'm jumping the gun on this, but to you, Tack, I can't confirm, but apparently, allegedly, they rolled back because of the pushback. So I think it's still 50-50, but I'm
Well,
not.
no, that was on the other thing.
100%
They
on that.
changed the terms of service and made it so.
All for the 25 thing.
This was for the fucking. This was for the advertisement, doing third-party advertisement, sponsorships and stuff like that. There was huge backlash because the new rules were so you couldn't promote outside products on your stream, and people were flipping a shit, and so they 180'd on that hardcore. They backpedaled, and then they started implementing other shit.
That goes back to that company
It's been
store
L
shit.
after L after L following what Twitch has been doing in the last few weeks. Because, like, they did
Man.
that, and then they did the whole thing with, like... And people blew this out of proportion. I'm gonna do my
Guest
best.
star.
Like, the whole fucking... You're not allowed to fucking, like, promote fucking smoking weed or vaping or all that shit. And a lot of people were freaking out on Twitter because they read that and immediately assumed that meant you can't vape or get high on stream. And no, that's not what they're saying. It's you can't be selling products. Like, you can't be trying to fucking, like, you can't be sponsored by, say, Lemon Drop for fucking, like, a vape solution.
Vape juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't. Like, hey, I'm vaping this vape juice. Oh, hey, what are you vaping? Oh, I'm vaping this. Yo, this is the link. Go buy it.
Yeah, see, that kind of shit. Like, that's basically what the rule that was implemented. And then the 70-30 split happened. I'm still observing to see what happens with that. Because all the big-time streamers, like, I watch a few bigger ones just because I like to stay informed on what's going on. And all their opinions, it's all aligned. Like, most of them are saying, yeah, this is just damage control. Because majority of the partner streamers aren't going to benefit from the 70-30 split. Like I said,
And
2%.
No.
I will go right out there and say this, though. One thing I have noticed is that it seems to me like the bigger you are on Twitch, the more of a god complex, they can't touch me they seem to have, and the sad thing is they're not wrong.
Well, they're right until they are wrong. I would have to say on
Yeah,
that one.
to a certain extent.
Because if people leave and markets dip, investors will go, well, I'm not so sure about this. And things will start to fall. Look what's happening to the gaming industry. You got all these bigger
I
companies.
just mean in terms of what they
got
can
their
get away
britches
with
up.
on stream.
For now. Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see is where they start getting called on the things that they are doing. Because the market
You did
is
a
going
Star Trek
south.
reference. You did a Star Trek reference. I'll do a Star Wars one. The harder you squeeze, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. General.
Ooh.
Yeah, that got
Yes.
pretty deep.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, just to full circle even further, man.
Wasn't that Leia to Tarkov?
Yeah.
Control is an illusion.
Control is just
Yeah.
an illusion.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the fun
has
thing though.
influence.
That's what I want to see is where all of these streamers that think that they are above the TOS, that think that they are getting away with whatever they want to, start either getting squeezed or start migrating, and either I'm curious to see if Twitch is going to either become better for it or if everyone's going to jump ship.
Well,
Yeah. And
to
then,
add to that,
Sorry.
last year when I got into streaming, like the general vibe of the small streamer community hashtag on fucking Twitter, everybody thought Twitch was dying, man. Like Ludwig and a few other big creators, Ninja, I think his name is, like they were fucking migrating to YouTube. Like they were in the middle of that fucking transition as I was getting into it. Everybody thought Twitch was dying. And then a few months later, everybody thought fucking Twitter was dying. But now Twitter is bigger than ever. And it's like, dude, like people can say all the shit they
Bro.
want about Twitch dying. It's not fucking dying, man.
I'm going to start a hashtag end the hot tub.
Hashtag
Good
in
fucking
dot com.
luck, man. Sex
I'm
sells,
going to
dude.
do it.
Sex
I don't
sells.
care. I'm going. You know what's also selling though? Going against the grain of society. Hashtag end the hot tub.
Yeah, if you want to
As a
be
male.
controversial, by all
As
means.
a male.
You try
As
and
a
be
male, end
controversial.
the hot tub. And you know what though? I'm not talking about end the hot tub streams. Okay, fine. End the hot tub on Twitch.
You know what you should do?
We're all out there creating actual content, actually working at stuff, and people are out there just swimming around in the hot tub going, oh my god, I've got tits that are fake.
You should do.
I'm creating real shit out here on a daily. I'm creating real shit on a daily.
Here's
I don't have 70, 100,000 views.
Here's an
'cause
idea
I don't
for
have
you.
a pair of tits that are fake and plastic. So you know what? End the hot tub. Let's watch some real content created by people just like you and me that don't have $10,000 for plastic surgery.
This pitch right now, this sales pitch.
Here-
Hey, it's good.
here's
I
an-
like it. I
here's
like
an
when you're
idea.
spitting.
Here's an idea for you. Do with it what you will. You should do a stream with this title, "End the Hot Tub," and you should
will.
also be in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Edit yourself into a hot tub.
Yeah.
Bro, no, not edit. I will do it. I
Yeah.
will do
Oh,
it.
you
Like,
have a
I'll
hot
find
tub?
a hot real. No, I won't.
Yo,
I
this
don't
guy
have
saw
a
you
hot tub.
talking about a hot tub. You got a
I
hot
will
tub.
find. I
yeah.
will find a hot tub and be like, yo, okay, I'm gonna do a hot tub stream, but it's gonna be an ironic hot tub stream. It's
Dude,
gonna be like
yeah, it's just a kiddie pool with your clothes on.
unclassiest,
Ask-
not breaking TOS because I
Yeah.
want to keep my point, but it's gonna be like SNL style shit.
It's a good idea,
SNL
man.
the shit out of
Yeah.
hot tub streams
It's a good idea.
and
You got
just make
rip-away
it
pants?
seem as ridiculous as I can and be like, hey, you know what? This is what we're doing.
Do you have rip-away pants?
This tear away fucking track pads. Like,
yeah.
like
Do
a
you have any?
Speedo on underneath and be like doing the like, you know, like
Well, no, you have like
LMFAO
10
to
or
like the
you have like 4 or 5
wiggle,
layers.
and then like jumping in a hot tub. Yeah.
Yeah, you set it up with a good joke. You know, you start in like a fucking kiddie pool, and you, all right, and you're ready to start the show, and everybody's, oh my god, he's gonna do it, and you take it off, and now he's just got a pair of shorts
Stacy's mom with a garden hose.
on, with a
Right.
t-shirt. Then you have a rip away of that, and it's just a Speedo.
It's obnoxious. It's
Yeah, that's
ambitious.
funny
I
as fuck.
like it.
And then have some actual serious like esports gaming going on in the background and be like, okay, you know, I'm like shoving away the gamers that are playing the, you know.
I can see that being really funny, dude.
Yeah, it's a good idea, man. It's a good start. I mean, that's all it needs, man. It's a good idea.
I just feel like, you know what, yes, sex sells, but when did what we love, what we came to this community, what we came to this site for, when did that become about just sex? Go to Pornhub, sorry. You can clip that out. You can
Oh, it's
censor that
no
whole
big deal.
statement.
It's all relevant.
But there are sites for that. This is
Yeah,
not what
I
I
agree
came
with
here
you.
for. This is not what I'm here for.
I don't see any content in entertainment in just. It's not. What's the word? Creative. It's just people sitting in a hot tub. Okay, in a certain space, I think that's acceptable.
There are
but
legitimate cam model
I don't think
sites.
that's what.
If that's what you're doing, go to one. If that's what you're
Right.
streaming, if that's what you're putting out into the community, go to one of those sites.
If I'm
They
going-
already
Yeah.
exist.
If I'm going to tune in on a hot tub stream, you better fucking have a redeem for me to turn the water cold.
Right? No shit.
That's a
I
good
want to
one.
make this interesting. I want to make you jump out of that shit
so
and freak
funny.
the fuck out. Otherwise, it's boring.
There better be 30 fucking hoses around on chairs aimed at these
Make
people
that shit interactive.
set to go off on a trigger.
Right.
That's what I
love
mean.
it.
Like, we're out here actually coming up with new, hilarious ideas. Something that people can fuck with us with. And what are they doing? Boring ass, like,
Nothing.
I'm showing my body off. Ooh.
Ew,
I could do
Stacey's-
that and get banned for it.
Oh my god, your pink lemonade is so pretty. Oh my
Stacy's
god.
mom's got it going on.
That's right, because her daughter's on fucking Twitch in a
The
pool.
next little cannonball.
Yeah, cue in splash.
Drip.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, we covered a lot of pretty
Dude.
awesome topics today. We went left, we went right.
Yeah, we did. I
It's
was
been all
about to
over the
say, I
map.
actually am going to have to go get me some food here and then get everything all cranked up.
Yeah, we got
Guys,
something special planned tonight. I'm excited for.
I
It
still
should
have
be pretty
this-
fun.
Oh.
I still have a steak and rib dinner to go to for Father's Day, so I'm gonna go enjoy
Ooh.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
treat
But I'm
That's
yourself.
gonna lurk some
amazing.
streams. I'm gonna lurk some streams for sure.
That sounds really good. I hope you have a freaking happy Father's Day. I hope
Fuck
all you
yeah,
guys have happy
thanks.
Father's Days, even if you don't have kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
cheers,
Like-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been
Just
wanting
want
to
you
say it
to
to
know that.
everybody, and I'm like, so many people don't have kids, and like, there are some people that don't have kids that want kids, so that's a tricky situation nowadays. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, happy Father's Day to you, yours.
All right,
All
so
out
I'm sensing a conclusion coming up. So before we get into that, are there any last questions anybody has for anybody? We might as well cover that before we get out of here.
Dude, not really, man, but it's been fun.
Yeah,
I always love
agree.
chilling doing stuff like this.
I've been enjoying the casual setting. Like it's better, you know.
there's been
Yeah, I
no
like
general
it.
direction or purpose this whole podcast, this session, and I love it.
That's
It's
just
been
how
fantastic.
that's just how we are as people. Like it can't be more accurate. You
True.
know what I mean?
It's
We-
absolutely
yeah.
facts.
There's been a couple that have been, you know, each individual streamer, but I like this kind of setting where we're all just casually interacting, and it's we see various different streamers slash not even just streamers but viewers and community in general in their element, who they are raw. So
My favorite thing about doing these.
There's one point.
Oh, go ahead.
I have one point I wanted to make. You guys, everybody out there who's listening to this, you're all sleeping on Paul Wall.
oh man,
Who?
Dude,
Rob
when's
the
the
Jewish
last time?
storyteller, make me a grill.
When was the last time you've been hearing? When was the last time you've been hearing a Paul Wall song? Just
man.
saying.
I don't even know who
Go-
that is.
go
30
pop
down at the
on.
bottom,
Go
30
pop
more
on
at the
sipping
top.
the bar, bro. Go pop
All
on sipping the
invisible
bar
set.
after this. All right,
Little
and
Ice
tell me
Cube
that that's not vibes. Paul, man, I'm telling you, like I don't know what it is, but like I just started getting back into some of that, like
Nelly
you know.
and Paul
Yeah, like
Wall,
that,
the song
that
Grills.
era. Yeah, that era. I popped it back on like the other day. And I'm just like, dude, this stuff's tight. Like
Smile
it sounds
for me,
actually
Daddy.
really
what you
good.
looking at? Let me see
I
your
wanna
grill.
see your
You wanna
grill.
see my what? Yeah, your grill. Yeah, your grill. Got a
I got the
whole top down and the bottom rows gold.
gold. Dude, it's good stuff.
Alright, well, hey, well, let's end it here. Check out these guys on Twitch. Lord Sporkus, Twitch, Buddy VanGreens. Links will be down in the description. Fucking absolutely thanks for hanging out, guys. I
Fuck yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
enjoyed
thanks for
it.
being here, everybody. Thank you for hanging out
Man,
to
thanks for having us.
our lovely crowd. Nepticism, Lady and Nixel. You guys are awesome.